Most people underestimate just how much changes when you step into a manager role. It is not just about a bigger title, it's about completely rewiring of how you work, think and communicate. And the surprising part is that many of the habits that made you successful as a contributor can actually hold you back as a leader. And in this video, I will walk you through the 7 key shifts every new manager must make, from covering your role, your perspective, communication style, and more, so you can spot the traps early and lead your team with clarity and confidence. So let's look at the key shifts in focus and responsibilities. So we're going to look in more detail and compare this different focus and some key areas of the role. So you see a table here. So the table compares the shift in focus from being an individual contributor to a manager across 7 categories. So role, perspective, responsibilities, communication, decision-making, time management, and skills and mindset. So if we look at a role, there the individual contributor focuses on executing tasks using personal and technical skills, while the manager shifts to empowering and directing a team to achieve collective goals. If we look at the perspective, there's also a big difference, right? The individual contributor is focused on personal tasks and technical proficiency, whereas the manager engages in strategic thinking about team alignment with company objectives. Then if we look at responsibility, there's also a big difference. Completing individual tasks is the main responsibility of an individual contributor, while the manager is responsible for guiding and developing the team, making decisions and managing performance and conflicts. Let's look at communication. So communication for the individual contributor is primarily focused on technical aspects, while the manager needs to clearly articulate goals, provide constructive feedback, and maintain open communication lines within and outside of the team. Then if we look to decision-making, the individual contributor's decision-making is limited to personal task-related decisions, and the manager's decisions are broader and more impactful, often made with limited information and under tight deadlines. Then if we look at time management, the individual contributor is focused on personal efficiency and task completion. And in contrast, the manager balances managerial duties with technical work, if still involved, and prioritizes team and organizational needs. Then if we look at the skill and the mindset, the individual contributor requires technical proficiency and is task-focused, while the manager needs leadership, people management, strategic thinking, and effective communication skills. So here's the main takeaway. Moving from being an individual contributor to stepping into a manager's shoes is a big shift. It's not just about doing your own technical tasks anymore. Now it's about empowering and guiding your team to hit those collective targets. And this change means that you will need to develop new skills like strategic thinking, effective communication, leadership, and people management. And getting your head around these changes and embracing them is crucial. It's what will help you to succeed as a new manager and lead your team to achieve those big organizational objectives. Thanks for watching. You are taking real steps towards becoming a stronger, more effective leader. So, what did you find most helpful today? Drop it in the comments if you'd like to share. And want to go further? Check out my full courses for step-by-step lessons on becoming a better manager. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you in the next one.